Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Metropolis Radio. Today we are talking about Prey. And according to Screen Rant here, Prey is Hulu's biggest movie ever after opening weekend. This I did not foresee coming because I thought a lot more people were going to be boycotting this movie because of that trailer that released. But also, to be fair, there are plenty of decent movies that have really, really bad trailers. Personally, I have not watched Prey yet as of the recording of this video. I do plan to, but I've just been really lazy about it. But anyway, getting into this article here, just a few days after premiering on the streaming service, the new Predator film Prey has broken a record to become Hulu's biggest movie ever. Prey is officially Hulu's biggest movie ever as the new Predator film set record viewership for Disney's streaming service. The Predator franchise attempted a reboot only a few years ago with Shane Black at the helm, but the 2018 film failed to restart the popular action franchise. Despite the Predator's poor reception, actually, let me correct you here. Predator was more of a horror franchise if you think about it. Because it took the archetype of a 1980s action movie, talking about the first movie, it took the archetype of a 1980s action movie and flipped it on its head. Is that the big like Greek god Adonis, with these huge ass muscles are the ones that are being targeted by this Predator, and then Predator 2, and then Predator 2 came out. I actually like Predator 2. Predators was pretty good too because it flipped the first movie again. Instead of being set on Earth, it's on the Predator's homeworld. But anyway, I'm tangenting. Despite the Predator's poor reception, Disney in 20th Century moved forward with plans for another entry in the series from director Dan Trachtenberg. The movie was made without much fanfare, as the original idea was that Prey's connection to the Predator movies would not be revealed until the film's marketing campaign began. The story of Prey follows Naru, played by Amber Midthunder, and the Comanche tribe she was part of when a predator comes to Earth in 1719. After some great trailers that focused on how different the film was from past entries in the franchise, excitement grew about the potential for a new Predator movie. Not with what I'm seeing. I think they're really glossing over that fact that a lot of people were writing this movie off. You could say for stupid reasons. I always held out and say, well, let's wait for the movie to come out before making any final judgments. I wasn't with the get woke go broke crowd at that time, simply for that reason of, well, let's actually wait for the movie to come out, because you could be really overblowing, over exaggerating the problems with the alleged problems with this movie. It turns out that the interest was well placed, as Prey's reviews are the best for the entire franchise. This only increased hope from viewers that Prey could be the movie that really turns the Predator series around. Yes, a lot of people that were decrying get woke go broke were also coming out and going, well, you know what, that movie wasn't that, Prey wasn't as bad as the trailers made it out to be. Disney and 20th Century Studios have now announced that Prey is Hulu's highest premiere ever. No specific viewership was given for the new Predator movie, but it was watched more in its first 3 days than any other film or TV show that has debuted on Hulu. In addition to breaking Hulu's viewership record, Prey also became the most watched film premiere on Star Plus in Latin America and on Disney Plus under the Star banner in all other territories. Since there is no viewership data released for Prey, it is impossible to say how the movie stacks up to the previous record holders. Some previous Hulu original movies to hold this record include Palm Springs and Vacation Friends. In each instance, Hulu did not release viewership numbers, leaving audiences to believe the claim that a movie has become the biggest ever for the streaming service without any real evidence. That said, social media has been filled with chatter since the movie's release, as viewers mostly shared their praise for the film, discussed Prey's ending, and offered hopes for another installment. Now that Prey is Hulu's biggest movie ever, the chance of the franchise continuing should be quite promising. While many would have loved to see the new Predator movie in theaters, it appears that the Hulu release worked quite well in its favor. It also meant that the movie was saved from analysis of the box office, where the Predator franchise has struggled in the past. The question will now become how quickly Prey 2 happens, or if another period set Predator movies are made as well. No matter what comes next, there is no debate that Prey is a big hit for Disney, Hulu, and the Predator franchise. And before you guys ask me in the comments, I'm not surprised that Hulu is not releasing specific numbers. Most streaming services do not release these specific numbers. Netflix was the exception to the rule, but most streaming services, they keep those cards close to their vest. So, do I believe that Prey is Hulu's biggest movie after its opening weekend? Yeah, I can believe it given its connection to the Predator to the Predator series. You know, I had no doubt that a lot of people were going to watch the movie. The only question was going to be was how many people were actually going to like the movie, or was it going to be truly divisive? Well, and as I said, even a lot of people in the quote-unquote get woke, go broke crowd were coming out and saying that the movie was not as bad as the trailers made it out to be. So I'm probably going to watch Prey this week. You know, hopefully it is decent. The only bad Predator movie, the only movie I consider bad in the Predator series is Shane Black's The Predator. That's the only one I never saw to the end. I think I saw like the first half hour and gave up. Just going, no, I'm not wasting my time with this. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end this right here before I drag this out way longer than it needs to be. If you stuck around this long, thanks so much for doing so. And if you've been following along, you know I'm terrible at editing these videos, so I'll just see you guys next time.